Hello Wolfpack, we've seen a spring out of this downtrending dashed line here and actually over the top of this downtrending solid line as well, bringing the price upwards towards 30,400, where in yesterday's video we're sitting around 28,500. We said we were going to be seeing a move in that short time frame. Yesterday's video was literally titled The Calm Before the Storm. We had that calm and now we're seeing that storm come in as we see this rapid price action to the upside. Now, do I think that this has marked a directional shift on Bitcoin? I think that this is the beginning of a directional shift in the short term on Bitcoin, but I do think there is one more critical level we need to be taking before we can confirm that directional shift. And I'm going to be talking about that in this video. I'm also going to be going into both of the scenarios. What happens if we break below the critical level? What happens if we break above the critical level? And what are the most likely scenarios that are going to take place when both those things happen? So very important video. You know, if you care about anything to do with crypto, you care about anything to do with making money in the cryptocurrency market in the next few months, you're going to want to watch this video in its entirety. Let's get into it. So the first critical level on Bitcoin is 28.6K. That's this red line here, and you can see it's very easily defined as the critical level, as it is the level we've held throughout the entirety of 2021 and 2022 thus far. It is the level we held in January 2021. It's also this level we hold in this consolidation period between May and July 2021, and it's what we're holding currently quite extensively. This is the critical level to the downside. If we lose 28.5K, and this is where we're getting into the video a bit here, if we lose 28.5K, we will very well go into a plunge for downside, which we'll talk about in a second. Now, the critical level to the upside is defined, in my opinion, by not only the top of the range, and that you can see that top of the range here, or this local range, is actually sitting at around 32.6K. It's also defined by the volume profile, right, which is a kind of volume but horizontally. So kind of historical trading volume at specific price regions. If you're below it, it acts as resistance. If you're above it, it acts as support. You can see there's a mountain on the volume profile above us at, coincidentally or not so coincidentally, at 32.6K, meaning that according to the shorter term chart and the longer term chart, the critical level to the top side, right, to the upside, and we'll draw a red line there right now, is actually 32.6K, sorry. So again, the critical level to the downside is 28.6K, and the critical level to the upside is 32.6K. And so have we seen a shift in the trend direction from this shorter-term breakout? I would argue no, we have not yet. The confirmation for a trend direction shift to the upside would be a breakout of the local range. And as we just talked about, the local range is defined between 28.5K or 28.6K and 32.6K. And so if we see a breakout above 32.6K or below 28.5K, we will be seeing a breakout of the local range and we'll be seeing a trend direction decision. And so now we'll get into what that decision could look like depending on the way it breaks. Now, as for the downside levels, this is on this scenario in which we break below 28.6K. It's very, very easy to understand where we will go. We have zero, I repeat, zero historical price action on Bitcoin. Go to any chart you can look at right now. Zero historical price action on Bitcoin other than a week between 24K and 28.5K. And so to answer this question, it's very, very simple. If we break below 28.5K on Bitcoin at 28.6K, right, we will, and this is a definite thing, we will end up at 24K on Bitcoin. Now, luckily for us, and supporting that kind of argument, just going a little bit deeper into that, the 200-week SMA, as you can see, this green line here is a line, an indicator, a moving average that Bitcoin has never actually closed a weekly candle decisively below, and that is currently shifting upwards. It's currently at 22K, and if we were to go to 24K by the time we got there, this 200-week SMA will most likely be in that region. Meaning that if we do drop below 28.6K, not only do we have the historical price actions supporting the theory that will go to 24K, we also have a 200-week SMA supporting that will go to 24K and possibly, it's not certain, bottom out in that region. So let me just go back to what I was saying originally. If we break below, let me just bring this chart back up. If we break below 28.6K, we will be seeing 24K, and that is the highest possible price, in my opinion, that Bitcoin can bottom at. Again, the highest possible bear market bottom we'll see. It's possible we go below that. That's the highest possible place we'll go. So again, 28.6K, break below it equals 24K. Now, what about the upside? What about breaking above 32.6K? What can we see from that? Now, before I even answer this question, if we break above 32.6k, no, I do not think we'll go to all-time highs on Bitcoin. I do not think that will restart a bull market. I've gone over this many times in past videos. I'm not going to go into it again. It is based on the 4-year cycle theory. It is based on a trend with the 50-week SMA and the 200-week SMA. It is based on the fact that the global economic markets are going into a recession. Bitcoin is pegged to the global economic markets at this point in time, and hence Bitcoin will be going down, right? There's little to no evidence at this point that Bitcoin will go upwards towards the all-time highs. The only piece of evidence you could look at is, well, everyone's bearish, so I'm going to be bullish, which isn't evidence. It's actually just kind of clownish, in my opinion, and it's not based in reality. Because guess what, guys? Everyone was bearish in 2018, and we still dropped down 50% to the bear market bottom. In fact, let's look a bit more into that before we answer this question. In 2018, we dropped down 50%. Right, we bounced up, dropped down 50% again. We bounced up, dropped down 50% again, consolidated for 3 or 6 months, and then dropped down 50% again. How many people do you think, we're bullish in 2018? Everyone was bearish, and we still went down. So that argument that, I'm going to go against majority, it doesn't work out. But back to the question. If we break above 32.6k, what can we see on Bitcoin? I've identified a trend here, and I've talked about this for months and months and months. I know a few other channels, a few other people that are on the cryptocurrency scene have talked about this as well. But it is a trend revolving around the last bear market and the similarities we're seeing from the last bear market to this bear market, right? So 2018, what we actually saw is we crashed down from the bear market top. We formed an uptrending line, held it for support for a while, eventually dropped below it, consolidated for a while, came up, rejected off the 200-day SMA and that uptrending line, consolidated for a while, and then crashed down to the bear market bottom. We're seeing a very similar structure right now. Right, so you can see I have all the steps there, the 5 steps that I just listed out. We've done 2 of those steps so far, and if we break above 32.6k, it will trigger the 3rd step. Right, so breaking above 32.6k, in my opinion, will most likely take Bitcoin all the way up to wherever the 200-day SMA is. It could be 36k, it could be 38k, it could be 40k. It could be high, again, as high as 40k, and then we'll reject from that. We'll come back down, consolidate for a few months or a couple of months, and then crash down finally to the bear market bottom. I think, in conclusion, that a break above 32.6k will lead to a 200-day SMA retest on Bitcoin, which could be anywhere from 36k to 40k. It depends on how quickly we get there. Again, this is a moving average, so I can't actually give you a precise prediction. But again, just saying, as high as 40k, that's a pretty high price. So if we start moving up very rapidly on Bitcoin, don't take that as a reason to believe that you missed the bottom, right? Take that as a reason to believe we're seeing that dead cat bounce just as we saw in 2018. Now, what would be interesting is if we break above the 200-day SMA. That would be interesting because that's not what we saw in 2018. That's not what we saw in any bear market. So if we break above the 200-day SMA, that's when you can start to consider that bullish argument that we're going to new all-time highs. At this point, any bounce past 32.6k would be considered a dead cat bounce so long as we are below 200-day SMA. Right, so we've covered all of that, and that's basically the video, guys. So again, 28.6k, if we lose that, we're going to 24. If we break above 32.6k, we're going over 200-day SMA, wherever that may be. That is the video. Before I end the video, I do want to talk about the fact that we've got Wolves of Crypto VIP. Click the join button on my channel page on a PC or in the video description here, and you will see that we've got access here to an altcoin trading signal every second day, prioritized reply to comments, a 2-hour video on market psychology, and Rock Weekly, a newsletter that I've actually released the first copy of this morning, just a few hours ago here. And you can find that PDF link in the last video I created, or on my Twitter, or on the YouTube community post. So basically, you get access to a newsletter that I wrote about the entire market. Very interesting stuff there for sure. Go ahead and check that out. We've also got BitGet Exchange. Now, I wanted to bring this up because this is kind of a new thing. BitGet's actually recently released a new reward system, and so you can earn up to $4,163 in rewards for completing relatively simple tasks on the BitGet Exchange. Go ahead and sign up to that. Lowest trading fees in the game, non-KYC. I've used it for futures personally because I can't get futures on Binance, and I know that people in the UK and the US have problems with that as well. So go ahead and check this out. Sign up with my referral link in the description below and start trading there. And then also, if you want to take advantage of the bear market, you want to learn some information, learn some stuff about TA and FA while the market is down, while the market is boring, go ahead and check out the Crypto Academy. My friend and fellow analyst Mega Crypto and myself have created this during the bear market. And it's basically trying to educate the vast majority of people or anyone who's interested in the cryptocurrency market, how to make money trading, how to find trades, what is, TA, what are market patterns, what are indicators, what do they do, how to use them, everything you can think of, every question you can think of, we've answered here in this course. And you can go ahead and chuck us an email at cryptoacademycourses@gmail.com to inquire and learn more. We'll send you a format. We'll send you what it looks like. We'll send you payment information, the whole 9 yards. Go and check all those 3 things out. Wolves Crypto membership, BitGet Exchange, the Crypto Academy really supports the channel, and it's all beneficial to you as well. It's not like I'm just doing it for myself. You guys get heaps of stuff from doing all 3 of those things. So check all that out. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.